What's going on, fellas? I'm going to show you how to get this thing set up. Pretty simple, but just got to go through a couple steps. I think the first thing is you got to just make sure that the go to your managed staff, go to your team schemes, and whatever playbook you have here usually pops up. Actually, absolutely is what they use in just a normal sim game. So when I say normal sim game, if you're not going to watch the game, there's two options, right? Computer versus computer, normal sim, like we do during the week. Somebody gets a forced win, right? So they use these playbooks, okay? And then the other option is what I'm about to show you now is using going up against an opponent. It could be the computer, right? Or it could be another user, and how we're going to use the playbooks there, okay? So just make sure this is what you want. I would definitely suggest you using a stock book when you go up against the computer as well. But the main thing here is to find a playbook that kind of matches the style that your team wants to play or you think they should be playing. I'm going to stick with the Dallas playbook. I might switch out to more of a spread book. I think I have a really good quarterback that can spread the ball around a little bit. I'm going to see how this works in this game because it's pretty much just the style of offense I've been using all cycle. And I'm using the 49ers 4-3 playbook. So make sure if you're a 3-4 team, get a 3-4 playbook. Make sure it matches up. The schemes here, actually, I think these don't matter as much as the playbooks, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't done this in a good long time, all right? So let's just continue on. All right, so if you were going up against a computer opponent, you would just go to, play the season game. And what would happen is the next game will come up. I'll show it to you. Now, if you're playing against another user like I am right now, you're going to have to ask me or one of the other commissioners to put the other team on auto for you, okay? So right now, since I'm a commissioner, you're going to see me do it. And I'm going to just go and put Detroit on autopilot. You just do it for 1 week, okay? So now he's on auto, so that allows him, it basically turns him into a computer, okay? All right, so let me just jump in now. Now I go to play games. My first time doing this. Hopefully this thing works out fine. I did all my training and everything like that. My depth chart is set, I think, the way I want. So let's go to play season game. All right, so now this is the part here. Now you need to make sure your playbook is what you want it to be. Okay, so right now, if I go to my advanced settings, I have my custom playbooks in here. And let me just speak on this real quick. I've tried this years ago. You can use custom books if you want. Just know that when you have a regular sim, when you're not doing the watching, it's going to use those stock playbooks. Now, the other thing is, if you're using a custom book, you need to make sure your play call script is filled out completely. To however which way you want, because those are the plays that the offense and defensive coordinators are going to call. The game is going to call it without you picking plays. Okay, so it's going to come from that section. Now that section is really buggy, especially on defense and especially in certain situations like short yardage. It's really buggy. So or like 2-minute drill. You can try it out. It might make your offense very repetitive. It may not flow correctly. So understand that. So I'm going to switch my playbooks as much as I hate doing it because it messes up my whole favorites in other leagues. It's okay. It's worth it for this experience. So again, I'm going to go to Dallas. I think I might have passed them already. All right. So Dallas here, and then my defense is the Niners, right? So just make sure whatever playbook you want and then experiment, guys. You guys can use different books. If you don't like the way it's playing, switch it up. Eventually, I think when we did this back in the day, most of us went to like 3 or 4 books that people liked, okay? So how was that? So we just go from here. So this is all set up, right? So now we just start the game. I want to change my uniform. I forgot. No big deal.
It's week 1 of the National
Hopefully you guys can still hear me.
And we've got the
I'm going to pause it here soon, so let's just kind of go through this intro. I'm going to end up making this into like 2 separate films for you guys, so you guys can just watch how to do it. And then I'm going to continue on with just having the game go in the background while I get some work done. I'm going to be getting some other things done while it's probably take about an hour to sim.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle,
all the intro
Washington.
stuff. You can skip through this
Today
if you
we
want.
start the new year with an NFC matchup.
The Super Bowl winner team is Stocks. I don't think he has 2 rookies. 1 rookie definitely starting for him. No, 2, I think. one at linebacker, I think. He's playing outside linebacker, new one. And he's also playing a left guard that's a rookie. Everybody else is pretty much returning players.
And these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
I'm just going through the intro, because I think if you're watching the game, you might just enjoy watching some of this stuff, you know what I mean? Part of the experience. Alright, so now when the game starts though, so what you're going to do is go into Super Sim. So just click down on L3. Okay? And the first thing you do is press the speed at the bottom, okay? You press square, all right? And you go to slow. So what that does is give you the broadcast angle, okay? And it's gonna show every play. And the next thing you have to do is jump forward and end of game, okay? So it's gonna go to the end of the game, but it's gonna go through in a slow mode and show the game. So you can just put the controller down and just watch. Make sure your controller is plugged in too, because if you have a controller that is not plugged in and it will go off in 5 minutes, the game will stop. So just make sure that's a big thing. If you want to exit the game, you can press circle, but there's no need to exit. Don't do it more than once. I kind of tested it out. I think if you exit the game and then you go back into the game, you cannot exit the game again, but it doesn't matter. Just let it rock out here. So I'm going to kind of see what happens here. I think hopefully this playbook is pretty good. So we brought a 3-man rush to start. We got Aaron Donald playing inside for me this year. That's going to be interesting. Nobody wanted to pick him up, so in the 3rd round, I went and got Aaron Donald. So that's it, guys. And last thing, very important also, when the game is over, it's going to sit in the post-game screen, okay? So if you're doing something else, sometimes I would like stream this stuff and like go into a different room. I've gone out to the store and the game is streaming and I just watch it, you know what I mean? You can post your streams in the channel. I would suggest just to post. You can make it go live if you want. However you want to do it. This is no real rules here. But you have to exit the game for it to count. Big run there. You gotta exit the game for it to count. If you don't, it's going to just sit there. And if you advance and you never exited the game at the very end, so you have to go back to the main menu basically. Different than like when you play against, for whatever reason, the game doesn't register unless you exit the sim menu, so, or the main menu, alright? To the game. Alright, I'm gonna let the game roll out. I'm gonna try to post this link here. Let this thing go live, and I'll be back soon.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Walker with another carry. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's good for a Seahawks. First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw again. Knowles has it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 28. On 1st and 10, Knowles looking left side, and it's complete. And they will eventually get it.
I went back and listened to the beginning. When the game was going, it was too loud, so I think I turned down the volume of the game if I want to talk over it. I'll do some live commentary for fun. This is one of those good late night activity things, fun to do, in my opinion. Especially when it's really good, especially when you have new players in there that you want to see how they perform, you know what I mean? It looks like Seattle gets the first touchdown of the year. There was a couple big plays I missed real quick. I don't know what happened. I can go back and watch it at a different time, but if you guys have any questions about the process, just let me know. I want to see how my offense does for the first series, and then I might just let it run in the background. I'll turn the volume up of the game when I do that.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading them out, their signal caller. Now it is 4th season in the NFL.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there.
Did this thing not give me a... I'm going to put a title on this thing. All right, let's see. We came out with 3 tight ends to start. Probably going to run the ball. Oh, counter. I hate that play. So this is when you want to watch your offense, you know, especially your offense, and see what they're doing. If the playbook is what you like. This is the Dallas playbook. Shotgun 2x2. Oh, come on. First pass of the season intercepted. This is where awareness is going to matter, guys. That's the thing that's different here, too. So if your quarterback has medium to bad awareness, it's going to show up in these games, man. That's just a bad decision. But anyway, my quarterback is 83 awareness, I think. He's a young guy. Younger guy. I can't say he's young anymore. I think he's in his 4th year, 5th year, so. But he had to be built up to what he is now. That's a bad way to start. Gashed. I would say also when it comes to simulation, just regular sims where you don't watch, I think rating matters, right? Your overall rating. Try to get the best players in there. Damn, we get an ass kicked easy. I don't know what playbook Detroit's using, but, you know, you start watching games and you probably start stealing other people's playbooks, whatever the stock book he has set up for his team, you know what I mean? He might be with the Dallas scheme as well, I think. I know that's what he used during the season. So it might be the same exact playbook. I don't know. From back in the day, I know guys like 55, you know, used to be a part of this type of deal. We did this back in the day. A couple other people. It used to always be like, some people would just think that their team is jinxed and can never win a watch game. They can only win the sim games, like the regular sim games. And then the other way around, some people can't win sim games, but they can win all the watch games. It's always a controversy, but should you only do it one way, or should you, well, if you only did it one way, we wouldn't watch any games. But I think watching the game is it's a little bit of an added bonus to the whole deal, you know what I mean? It's not required, but can we get 1 first down that looks good? Come on, man. True wide flex. All right, 3rd and 4.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Here's 3rd down and 4. Back to throw.
Oh, catch the ball, man. Oof, struggling right now.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And shouting through the tackle. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt.
So if you missed the beginning, just watch the beginning of the video. I show you how to get this thing set up in the first minute or two. And that's pretty much it, guys. Really, it's pretty simple. If you have any questions, though, ask me. I know it's not. People usually don't do this type of stuff, so it's not normal. We actually thought about doing, not in this league, but in some other leagues I was in. It'd be interesting to actually do a sim season like this during the regular season. So like, play 2 seasons, sim 1. Play 2 seasons, sim 1, like this, you know, and then you can actually get through more seasons that way. It also what that does is forces people to actually make real decisions when it comes to contracts and not just play for 4 or 5 seasons, you know what I mean? We got some good DBs, man. We got to start covering some of these guys. Let's go. I kept a lot of the superstar DBs. I had 2 that I could have let go, but I decided to bring them back. Slay and White. Because I knew in a sim season having good players, even though they're older, is more important than young guys sometimes. Oh my God. The Seattle team is just playing like it. It looks like Detroit's on the sticks right now, man. Looks like user versus computer. Everything's going right. I wonder what the awareness is of his quarterback. It's probably pretty high by now. That's going to be a big factor. So when you start looking at games or quarterbacks, just getting a young guy with no awareness is not going to really work for you. I promise you that. All those little traits matter. You know, feeling pressure, decision making, all that stuff makes a difference more in these type of games.
It's 1st and 10. Throwing the out route, and he connects with Fan. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Knowles.
Unbelievable. I can't see what the defense is. Obviously, it's kind of hard. I'm not paying attention that much. Looks like a lot of zone, though. It's kind of hard to control if your defense is going to play more man and more zone. It's something that's really hard to control. I think. I don't think there's not playbooks that are man heavy, which Madden needs to do a better job of that. I think having an actual feel for the team a lot more man. Are they zone? Are they quarters? They should really do that, but that's asking too much. All right, hopefully we can get some score here. That's all I care about.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to do anything,
come on, guys. Give me something.
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer. Because
oh my God! Stop throwing it to 14. 14's dropped a lot of balls right now. Come on.
If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Give it to Kittle or something. Jeez. You can see how my awareness of my quarterback is going to struggle in this type of style. This is where I think some people would say, well, I'm not going to watch the game. I'm going to just do a non-watch sim game because he has a good rating and he'll probably win more games that way. So you got to kind of like, we don't want people to cheese up the system, but that's what some people try to do, you know. I like watching my games more if I have the time, you know what I mean? But it's all good. Again, you don't have to actually watch it. You can just let it roll and watch it later if you want to. It's not a big deal. You don't have to watch it live. Like, I'm going to cut this stream. I don't think anybody's watching it right now anyway. And I'm just going to let this thing roll in the background until it's done. Finally get a sack. All right, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to turn up the sound of the game and turn off my mic and let it roll. Talk to y'all later.
Back to throw. Knowles. That's caught over the middle by Fan. That'll give him 8 that time. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Knowles. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. But nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed. Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection. And he's brought down. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down,
They might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Fant. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Noah Fant, 42 yards. And the Seahawks are able to add on to their first half lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it is 28-0.
49ers nothing.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. There he goes left side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Off the play fake, Lucas. He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lucas. He finds his man complete. That's Castillo. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Throwing on first down. Lucas. Touchdown 49ers. From 10 yards out. And the 49ers get a bit closer.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Moody good with the extra point, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Knowles. This is Fant on the short completion. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Going right back to Fant. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Back to throw again. He completes this to Walker. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll make it second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Smith and Jigba with the ground. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they're going to have a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
3rd and 5.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. And a screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona. And it's the Saints who are out in front as that inches closer to halftime. The Saints locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we head east to Minnesota to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Darnell Mooney, a touchdown catch in the victory. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars. The Bears trying to hold on and claim victory.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
A run with Jacobs there on first down, but he'll manage only a yard or 2 at best. Second down coming up.
21. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Lucas. Throw left side complete. That's Castillo.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lucas. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
On the give, here's Charbonnet. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Carr. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Back to throw. Knowles. They're complete to Smith-Njigba. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun, Knowles. This is the tight end fan. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 1st down, Knowles. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Now he dumps this off over the middle. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Operating from the gun, Knowles over the middle, and there's a diving catch. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it in without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Operating from the gun, Knowles. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have opened the lead up to 30.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits were on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Point after try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
53 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Once again, it's Jacobs. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds McCoy. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
To throw on third down, Lucas. He sets to fire deep. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
I see what they were trying to do there, trying to find some dead space in the middle of the field and take their shot right there. A really good idea, but it winds up incomplete.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
They'll find Metcalf.
And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks first down as they get this to the 23-yard line.
That's good for the Seahawks. First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Second down, here's Charbonnet. Down the right sideline.
And down to the 29-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards on the ground. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps, because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Now a play fake here on first down.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Second and 10.
Throwing again. Knowles.
He finds Smith and Jigba.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play.
On first and 10, it's Charbonnet.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up second and goal At the 49ers 2-yard line.
Walker is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Seahawks are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, CD, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start this season, they will be heading into Week 2. This has been an impressive Week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Niners set to take over on offense. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Looking to throw. Lucas. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lucas. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break. And you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off Week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
On 1st and 10, Lucas. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Back to throw. Lucas. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown may be a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Moody good with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Jackson Smith and Jigba
and his offense ready to go once more here. They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a first down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd and 10. Here's Charbonnet. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And they'll fake the jet sweep and go instead with Walker. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was a 3rd and long run, and to me, that was just a wave the white flag kind of a situation. Obviously, they don't want to risk the chance of throwing it downfield and risking a turnover in this section of the field.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now 2nd and 3.
At the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw. Lucas. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Well, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Now, this was not just the opener of a brand-new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Seahawks, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.
All right, so I got my ass kicked. Computer versus computer. I think the one thing I got to do better is probably, well, I just got to get my quarterback. His awareness needs to be up. Maybe the playbook isn't right for him, but it's a tough one there. I think my defense needs to play more man-to-man coverage, too. They're playing a lot of zone, and I built them up to be more of a man team, so I don't know if I can control that, but I don't know. We'll take a look at that later. But the best thing, remember, if you're watching it now, to make sure you finish the game. Simple, okay? So now it registers. For whatever reason, you have to do that. Unlike when you play in a regular CFM, you don't have to really do that. The game registers on its own as soon as the game is over. But just make sure you do that, and then you can touch your stream and do whatever. All right, guys? So that's it, man. Just want to let you guys see that. Hope you guys think that's fun. It's not mandatory to watch games like that. You guys can actually just do the regular sims, and that's what the majority of the games would probably be if you don't have the time to watch it. But if you got time and you want to watch it, or if it's a big game, it's kind of fun to do that every now and then. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.